Hi kids, it's Mrs. Roberts again. Welcome to my kitchen. I have a new story for you, and this one is about my school, especially about a janitor. We actually have 3 or more janitors, but this is dedicated to all our janitors at our school. And the story I have for you is called Flowers Everywhere. And here's our title page, guys. You can see all the flowers in one of our students' hair. So first, before I begin, I want to thank all the kids and the teachers that helped do the pictures for this particular story. All right, guys. Oh, and at the end of this story, I want you to think about 2 lessons the students in this story learned throughout the story. Okay, so you're looking for 2 lessons, and I will read them at the end as well. All right, here we go. Flowers Everywhere by Mrs. Roberts. Mia, Camilla, and Mary were so happy to finally have recess outside in the sunshine and on the school lawn. Throughout the winter and the spring, the classes were forced to stay on the blacktop road. In the winter, snowbanks were too high to even make snow angels. And in the spring, everything was muddy. Day after day, the students played chase or just walked up and down that road and sidewalk. If a vehicle happened by, everyone would yell, "Car!" Students scattered to the sidewalks and stared at the vehicle as if it was invading sacred ground. And here we go, kids. All right, there's our blacktop. This is the road that comes around our school and the sidewalk that the kids got to play on. Okay, for those of you that don't know our school, that's actually what they play on in the winter and in the early spring. Once the mud had started to dry out, the school janitor would begin the process of mowing the lawn and the playground. He was a very dedicated janitor. He worked hard inside and outside the school. Each afternoon, he made sure the school was spotless before he left. And each morning, he got to school early and always had the lawn mowed before recess. The grass was cut with perfection and looked like a golf course. Pretty incredible, really, for the size of the grounds and the time constraints he faced. He took great pride in his work, and the students appreciated the effort. Here he is. He had cleaned the inside so that it was shiny, the halls, and here he is mowing to make it look like a golf course. Perfect. Late one spring day, the school grapevine started shaking. This meant the teachers were quietly talking and whispering amongst themselves in the hallways. "There must be some hot gossip," the students said. An older student volunteered to meander over casually toward the teachers and listen in to the grapevine news. Oh yes, there was some fresh gossip. The 5th grader shared what he had heard with his friends, and in no time at all, the student grapevine was shaking too. Here they are. Here are the teachers. They were sharing a secret of some sort. And this student decided to listen in. And once he heard, he went back and then he told his friends and then they told their friends. That's what the gossip grapevine is. Word was out that the janitor would be out for at least a week and a half, maybe 2. Probably COVID, the students speculated. The students also heard there was no coverage for him. 2 weeks without a janitor? How dreadful! What a mess the building would become. As soon as Mia, Camilla, and Mary heard this gossip, they began to discuss the grounds. 2 weeks without a mow? That was dreadful. It was like one of their older brothers without a fresh haircut. The day came to a close and the students went home. As they walked out or got on the bus, no one was thinking about the janitor. But as they walked into the building the next morning, everyone was thinking about him. The teachers and students realized that no one had swept the floors. No one had thrown away the garbage. And the lawn was a little shaggy. Wow, the school hadn't realized how much the janitor did. The student grapevine started shaking again. All right, kids, look. When everyone came in, okay, that next morning, no one had cleaned up. The teachers, what? There's garbage on the floor? No one had cleaned the bathrooms, okay? The kids that had made a mess on the floor, no one picked it up. And started to look a little shaggy out there. They were used to the janitor checking out the lawn every day. We can't let our building and grounds fall apart just because the janitor's sick. We need to step up, said an older student. What do you mean, step up? Asked a younger student listening in. We have to organize with our teachers to keep this place clean. It's as simple as picking up after ourselves at the end of the day or even after recess. Look at that playground. Garbage everywhere. We can't mow, but we can keep the litter off the grounds. At recess, kids were littering, and so some of them decided it was time to step up and help that janitor, since he wasn't going to be there for a couple of weeks. The grapevine was shaking again. Teachers and students alike were talking about how to help. By that Thursday, the school was in decent shape, except the grounds. It was spring after all, and the grass was getting long. So here's the grapevine again. Teachers gossiping, students gossiping, but they're doing a good gossip, how they could help. Teachers started picking up garbage in the hall. Students started taking care of their own classrooms. Okay, when there was garbage. Friday morning, Mia, Camilla, and Mary were in shock as they exited the school bus. The grounds of the school looked amazing. They were covered in yellow dandelions. Not just a few, but millions of dandelions. The little yellow flowers had popped up overnight. It was a wonderland of yellow and green flowing in the breeze. They couldn't wait for recess to play outside. So when they got to school, now that there's no garbage, okay, all the flowers are popping up. The kids ate their lunches, cleaned up, and headed to the playground. White sneakers started to turn yellow as kids ran through the flowers and loosened the pollen. Mia, Camilla, and Mary started picking flowers to put in their hair. Mia tucked the stems into her braids. Camilla made a beautiful yellow crown, and Mary put them in her ponytail. They looked as though they were at a Renaissance fair. All the students created beautiful bouquets for their teachers. The day was full of sunshine and laughter. So here are the kids helping out with the garbage and throwing away their lunches. Here they are going through the fields, and pollen, kids, comes off these little yellow flowers and it flies into the air and it gets on to your white sneakers, and it would get on your fingers too if you were holding them a lot. And here are the girls, okay, and they're putting flowers in their hair. So here was Mia, okay, she did a beautiful braid with her hair. Here's the crown, the ponytail here. And this was a bouquet that they made for their teacher. Right there. That afternoon, every class made cards for the janitor. Most cards said, "Get well," or "I hope you feel better soon," or "We miss you." Mia, Camilla, and Mary didn't write those things. No, they drew pictures of the dandelion fields, the sunshine, and the three of them with flowers in their hair. Flowers everywhere. Each and every card made the janitors smile and feel proud to be part of a school that was willing to help keep the building tip top. But the card with the sunshine and the flowers truly warmed his heart. The end. Here's the cards most of the kids made, okay? Like, get well, hope you feel better. We all miss you. They did a great job, but the janitor especially loved the card that had the sunshine, all the flowers, and the beautiful girls with flowers in their hair. Make sure you could see that. Okay, now there were 2 lessons that the students at our school learned. Did you get them? Let's see. Lesson number 1 was many hands make light work. No one realized that the janitor had done so much to clean that school all by himself, okay? But look, it took a whole team of teachers and students to start gossiping and talking and coming up with a plan to clean what the janitor had done all along on his own, okay? But working together made that work a lot lighter. And hopefully they'll remember that when the janitor comes back. And lesson number 2 is, I think all of you know, beauty can come from imperfection. The janitor wanted that lawn perfect every day, like a golf course. And he had to let it go because he couldn't come in. But by letting the lawn go, all those beautiful flowers were allowed to grow, to pop up overnight. And there were flowers everywhere. It was a beautiful sight. All right, guys, remember, always help out your school, keeping it clean if you can. All right? Well, thank you so much for listening, kids. And I will be reading to you soon. Bye-bye.